So I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough on what we've been doing here. This area here used to be forest up until about 2009. Since then it's all been cut down for slash and burn agriculture. So we've taken over this site here, and we're using vetiver grass planted on contour. Now this will slow any water that falls and catch any of the sediment, any of the dust behind it, and it will build up slowly to make like a terrace. Behind these we've planted these Kentujur, Sesbania grandiflora. Now these trees here were just planted as, we pulled these out as like small seedlings about this big. We planted these 6 months ago. So all these Sesbania trees are 6 months old. Some have died, mostly because the monkeys like to eat the leaves. So they've come along and they've ripped the tops off, but that's okay, they're not dead. So then we just do some corrective pruning. Where the trees have actually died, this January we'll be planting moringa trees. So here's an example, here's a spot here. So we'll infill with some moringa trees. So we have a mix. Now these are very good nitrogen fixing trees. So the bacteria that live on the roots of these Kentujur trees produce a lot of nitrogen, and then that will help this vetiver grass grow. So between the two, they're like a partnership, a guild, and both are actually very good food for animals. So this vetiver grass, we cut it for mulch, the old stuff, but the new growth is quite high in protein, and it's very good for feeding to goats and sheep. And this here is about 23% protein, the Kentujur. So when we mix the two together, 75% grass, 25% Kentujur, it's almost a complete ration for the sheep and goats. To this we just add some other trees, some minerals, and some crop waste like corn stalks, and that's enough. So that's how we produce meat. So, and then between the rows we've planted fruit trees. So we have mango. Over here we have a sapodilla, a grafted sapodilla, and we've tested quite a lot of different species of fruit trees here. The mangoes do really well, so we're planting more of those this wet season. Now, once this vetiver is established, what we'll do is we'll remove this grass in between, and we can test out some crops. Things like local sorghum, black sorghum, that you can eat like rice. Also some local sweet corn, which is like it's got a different kind of starch in it, so it's like a sticky rice corn. So we'll try that as well. Some melons, pumpkins, chilies, anything that we can grow in harmony with the forest. So the other thing we're doing is whenever we find stumps or seedlings of the original forest trees, we leave them. So here's one, and over here we have a neem tree. Here we have something called tigaron, which is a local tree. It's also used in Ayurvedic medicine as a kidney tonic. So this area will end up being reforested, but enriched with fruit trees, and then we can grow compatible crops in between. So we'll give you some updates as this develops.